Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. Today we will going to discuss life cycle of Porella plant. Systematic position wise, they belong to the division Bryophyta, class Epicococcidia, order Jungermannialis, family Porellaceae, and the genus is Porella. Habit and habitat wise, the Porella genus of the family Porellaceae grow in temperate and tropical regions, mainly in the hills. Porella genus total have 184 species which are identified and reported. Usually Porella grow on moist and shady places. They are usually grown on bark of trees, rocks, etc. It is cosmopolitan, so they are found everywhere except in Arctic and Antarctic region. They grow to about 15 centimeters in height. Plant body of Porella plant is mainly gametophytic. The gametophytic plant body is leafy and it is dorsiventral and prostrate because plants grow flat on substratum and are dorsiventral in configuration. Branching is monopodial and terminal. Monopodial branching actually occurs when the terminal bud continues to grow as central leader shoot and the terminal branches remain subordinates. Rhizoids are unicellular, unbranched and having a smooth wall. The number of rhizoids and cells of a stem acts as additional absorptive organs as well. Scales are not present in Porella plant body. The leaves are arranged on a stem. Stem is very thin and bears 3 rows of leaves. In 3 rows, 2 rows of dorsal leaves and 1 row of ventral leaves. Ventral leaves are under leaves. So the leaves of the plant of this genus are divided into 3 rows. Two rows are having round lobes. The upper lobe is bigger than the lower lobes, which is smaller or of about the same size as the round or oval underleaves. Leaves act as main absorptive organs, whereas the number of rhizoids and cells of stems also acts as additional absorptive organs. The 2 lateral rows of dorsal leaves and ventral layers of small leaves are amphigastria. Amphigastria is actually used to apply where the stipule-like accessory leaves on the lower side of the stem is present. As far as the reproduction in Porella plant is concerned, the sexual reproduction occurs when they can be monoecious or dioecious. Both monoecious means the sex organs, male and female sex organs, are born on same plant, and dioecious their sex organs, male and female sex organs, means Entheridia and Archegonia, are born on 2 different plants. So and the sex organs are born on short lateral branches together with the bracts. Entheridia is the male reproductive organ, while Archegonia is the female sex organs. The male branches extends approximately at right angle to the main axis. Main stem and Entheridia occurs in the axil of the small leaves singly, and spherical Entheridia grows on a longer stalk. Axillary Entheridia are present or born on axil and present on special entheridial branches, and mature entheridium is more or less globose or spherical in shape, as I said, with a long stalk. Anthrozoids. Anthrozoids are the sperms are typically biflagellated and crescent shape. Crescent shape means uh, delicate moon-shaped structure. Stalk is long and two-celled broad, while jacket is actually the sterile uh, sterile layer of cells which are present uh, on the external side of reproductive organ. So here in Antheridia, they has a jacket layer, one cell thick in the upper part and 2 to 3 layer thick cells towards the base. The jacket of the antheridium is one cell in thickness except at the apical region, and wall cells of antheridial contain chloroplast inside the wall is a mass of a colorless androcytes or spermatids. Androcytes or spermatids are sperms. While Porella, in Porella, archegonia is the female sex organ. Female branch bearing a cluster of archegonia, a female branch bearing a terminal cluster of archegonia. Each archegonium is flower-shaped, consists of stalk, venter, and neck. Stalk is the lower part, helps in the attachment of archegonia. Venter is the middle swollen part, contains egg cell and venter canal cell, and the mouth of archegonium is closed by the cover cell. So each group of mature archegonia is surrounded by a thin sheet developed from the archegonial branch. The sheet is termed as marsupium. The gametic union requires the presence of sufficient water, so fertilization occurs in water, and the anthrozoids, means the sperms, are carried by the current of water near the archegonium, and one of which ultimately unites with the egg and thereby affecting fertilization and formation of oospores or sporophyte or diploid generation begins. This other diagram which showing sexual reproduction development of antheridium in Porella and development of archegonium in Porella. You can see here antheridia is a globose shape, while archegonium having fruit, seta, and caps having flower shaped structure, having a stalk, venter, and neck. Flag shaped structure. When this anthrozoids or sperms are mature inside the antheridia, the wall of the antheridium bursts, and then they go to the water current through the water current to the egg cells, which is present in flag shaped and archegonia. So oospores are formed. Oospores are the resultant or after fertilization, resultant of fertilization. So with fertilization and formation of oospores, sporophytic or diploid generation begins. Before going to sporophytic generation, it is necessary to know sometimes sexual reproduction is not occur only vegetative reproduction. By the vegetative reproduction, a new gametophytic Porella plant is produced. What are the methods in Porella of vegetative reproduction? Death and decay, discoid gamy, and tubers. Death and decay means the basal older part of the thallus die and decay and then separate from the branches, and these branches grow and become independent plant of Porella plant. Sometimes by discoid gamy. Gamy consists of only 1 or 2 cells and they are formed on leaf margins. By the gamy, a new plant can be propagated. Tubers. are modified special underground branches, and they are formed at the end of growing season, so they remain dormant throughout the unfavorable conditions. Now come to discuss the sporophyte of Porella plant. Here you can see the LS of Porella sporophyte. The sporophyte of Porella consists of three parts: food, seta, and capsule. Food is the lowermost part, smaller in size. Seta is the middle part, acts as a stalk of capsule, and capsule is the globular in shape, and it is covered by three layers: the outer parient, middle calyptra, and the inner wall of capsule. So within the capsule, spores and elaters are produced. Spores which are produced by the reduction division, they are called spore tetrads, while the rest are sterile and develops into elaters. The spores may be brown or golden brown in color, and in many cases they may be winged. With reduction division and formation of spores, the gametophytic or haploid generation begins, and the elaters may be branched or unbranched. So shortly we can say oospores produce the sporophyte of Porella plant. Bisexual reproduction, Porella plant, if they are dioecious, they produce male reproductive organ on male branches on male plant as antheridium, and archegonium as female reproductive organ. Archegonium has egg, while antheridium have produce sperms as male gamete. So female gamete is egg and male gamete is sperm. Both are haploid in nature. Thus fertilization occurs through the current of water, and oospores are formed. Oospores are now diploid body, and thus sporophytic generation is starting. Oospore changes into or converted into sporogonium. Sporogonium change into spore mother cells, which is diploid body, but by the reduction division they produces haploid microscopic structures. They are called spores. Spores change into protonema. Protonema is the genival paired, thus protonema converted into Porella plant, male and the female. Here you can see the graphic representation of Porella life cycle and the diagrammatic life cycle. Both are explained by So students, here we will finish our today lecture. I hope it is clear to you. Allah Hafiz.